If you cannot stand for God in your marriage, if you cannot stand for God in your house, then definitely you cannot stand for God publicly. If you cannot stand for Him privately and apply His principles in your marriage, and make sure that you treat your spouse the way God treats him or her, or see him or her the way God sees him or her, then you cannot be a Christian, because the Christian life is not about what you say. It's about denying yourself. It's not for selfish people. It's for people who are able to deny their right and say, Father, I will stand for you. I will honor you. I will do what you want me to do. So if you cannot stand for God in your marriage, then you cannot stand for God anywhere in the world. So it starts at home. Charity begins at home. So all the principles that you are learning in God's word, you have to apply it in your marriage. Let's say, for instance, you are married to somebody who is ungrateful. You cannot say that my spouse is ungrateful, so I'm going to treat him or her the same way. No, you cannot do that, because the Bible tells us that even people who hate us, we should treat them well. We should do good. We should replace evil with good. So why are you saying that your spouse did this, so you're going to do the same thing? The Bible says, vengeance is mine. You have a responsibility. You have a role to play. You are saying that you are a child of God, and you are going to stand and you are going to act. Your attitude will be based on the principles in God's word. So you cannot do that when you go outside, but when you come home, you cannot be merciful to your spouse. You cannot be gracious to your spouse. God has offered you mercy. God has offered you grace. You have to offer the same grace to your spouse. All of us are sinners. We all fallen short of the glory of God. It is by grace that we have been saved. So let's say that you are married to somebody. Everybody has a weakness. Nobody is perfect. So be compassionate, be kind to your spouse, be generous to your spouse. So you cannot go out there and show kindness to people, but when you come home and then you mistreat your spouse, you disrespect him or her, you don't regard him or her, you don't honor him or her, and then you call yourself a Christian. The Christian life, when you say that I am a child of God, and then I have accepted Jesus as the Lord of my life, you are saying He is the Lord of your life. If He is the Lord of your life, then you will do what you say. He said, if you love me, then you will obey my commands. So if you're saying that you love Jesus, then you obey His command. You will speak, you will see your spouse the way God sees your spouse. You will respect and honor your spouse, because you know that he or she is a child of God. And you will not look down on him. And no matter what he or she will do, you will offer grace, you will offer mercy, you will offer compassion and kindness. So when you are able to apply all these principles in your marriage, then it means that you are standing for God. Because whatever that your spouse will do, you are not going to say that you did this, I'm also going to do the same thing to you. You rather pray for him or her so that he or she will be saved. So my dear, if you are saying that you are a child of God, then being a child of God is about being, you are not self-centered. You don't think about your right. And you don't think about what you will get, but you think about the other person. The mirror is on the other person. You try as much as you can to glorify God in your relationships, that you treat people well, and you will not do what they did to you. That is the most important thing. So no matter what your spouse is, no matter what he or she has done, no matter his personality, no matter what, my dear, offer love, because love conquers and cover over multitude of sin. And if you want to be like Christ, because we are ambassadors of Christ, so we represent Christ in our marriages. So whether you are a woman or you are a man and you call yourself a Christian, you are an ambassador of Christ. So you have to ask yourself, what will Jesus do if he finds himself in this situation? What will Jesus do if he finds himself in this difficult situation? Do what Jesus will do, not what social media, what people are saying, what your friends are saying, what tradition and culture are saying. Stand for Jesus in your marriage. Stand for Jesus in your family. Stand for him, because if you cannot stand for him privately, then my dear, you cannot stand for Jesus publicly.